Mhm. Oh. Mm. Mm. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Countdown finished. Not gaming scene, man. Mm, 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 mm. Ba, ba, ba. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I want to see this video though. Seems very interesting.
By blending the deck building, turn-based RPG, and roguelike genres together, Megacrit, the developers of Slay the Spire, found a gameplay loop that is not only satisfying, but also addicting as it's so easy to lose track of time while going through the Spire trying to build that perfect deck. While the gameplay is the main draw of the game, some curious players may begin to wonder a few things about the game's world while playing it. Like, what exactly is the Spire? Who are the characters we play as? Where did they come from? And why are they going through the Spire over and over again? While the game is light on the details, there is actually some lore that answers, or at least hints at answers to these questions, and it's hidden in the special events that can occur in the levels or in flavor text for the relics in the game. Seeing all of these and putting their information together can be difficult to do though, due to the aforementioned addicting gameplay. So let's take the time to go through the information of the game and see what we can uncover about the lore and story of Slay the Spire. Also, I guess, spoilers ahead, but like, there's not a lot of story, so
Spoilers.
probably not a big deal.
Spoilers in Slay the
You
Spire.
want to find the stuff out on
Crazy
your own, though. Now's the
word
time to
command.
click away. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get started. It all starts with the structure known as the Spire, which is composed of 3 main parts. The Exordium, which comprises the lower levels of the structure, the city, where people who live in the Spire reside, and the Beyond, a strange and mystical place pulsing with powerful magic. A variety of monsters and creatures call the halls of the Spire home. There are aggressive piles of slime that split apart to multiply their numbers. There are mechanical automatons that defend items in areas of the Spire, and there are even mythical creatures like vampires that can be found in its halls. The origin of the building is unknown, but it does appear to be old, as there are writings and relics in it that are associated with the ancients, a people whose culture and language have long since been forgotten. While the ancients have since disappeared, there are still people living in the Spire who can be found all over it, but can be mainly found in the city. The city isn't exactly a utopia, however, as it's common to see vagrants or beggars walking the streets asking for handouts. Unsurprisingly, some of these people have turned to a life of crime to get their necessities, becoming bandits or thugs that steal from others to get what they need to live. Making things worse for those in the city is that they can be straight up kidnapped from the streets and forced to take part in gladiatorial fights to the death in a coliseum.
Kidnapped.
Fights that are overseen by an armored giant with a crown of gold on his head. While the giant never takes part in the fighting himself, intrepid adventurers might come across him while making their way through the city and have to fight for their lives, just as if they were in the Colosseum.
Oh, this is the guy then.
While the conditions these people are forced to live in are awful, the outside world likely isn't much better, as suggested by a story that can be read in a library of the city. There are also references to a blight caused by the Spire that wiped out a lot, if not all, of the produce of the world, further suggesting that life outside of the Spire wasn't much better, or even worse, than life inside it. Not everyone in the Spire lives in abject misery, though. There are some that are well off and work as merchants or fashion designers. Others choose to live a life of faith to escape the conditions of the Spire, like the members of a fanatical cult that worships a divine bird-like entity. These cultists perform rituals in order to bring themselves closer to their god. For instance, one of the rituals involves hooded members of the cult gathering together in a church in the city where they, one by one, slice their forearms with a ritual dagger, which has a unique two-pronged design to offer blood to their deity. These rituals do more than act as offerings to the cultists' god, though. They have an actual effect on them, capable of doing things like giving some of them a power that increases their strength over time, making them stronger fighters the longer a fight goes on. There are also other cultists that are chosen that have had their human appendages replaced with bird-like ones, indicating the rituals can also have a sort of transformative effect on the cultists. Nowhere is this effect more evident than in the monstrosity named the Awakened One, who resides near the top of the Spire. This Awakened One, who has numerous bird-like features, has the ritual dagger of the cultists sticking out of its chest, implying that its avian form was brought about by a ritual of the cultists. A crowning achievement of theirs, where they were able to morph one of their own into the likeness of their god. Given that their deity is a bird, and the cultists perform a crow-like cawing in battle, it's likely that the god the cult reveres is the mischievous crow god Mazaleth, who has a relic depicting his likeness in the Spire. Mazaleth is not the only god that has a presence in the Spire, though. Other gods have altars or relics that can be found in the building too, although some have been forgotten. Others have a much more tangible presence in the Spire, such as the large, whale-like entity named Niao. Niao is an ancient that has powers over resurrection. For a reason lost to time, she was banished to the bottom of the Spire. Wanting an end to her exile, she decided she was going to escape her prison, and the only way to do that was to slay it. See, the Spire isn't just a building. It's a living being that has a large heart beating near its top. And Niao knows that if that heart is destroyed, she would be set free. However, due to her confinement, Niao can't ever ascend the spire herself to reach the heart and destroy it, so she has to rely on others to do it for her. There are at least 4 outsiders that she manipulates to do this, each of whom have
Manipulates.
their own reason for coming to the spire. One is the Ironclad, an armored warrior from the northern tribes of the wider world. These northern tribes value combat and fighting above all else, making much of their culture revolve around it. For instance, they hang dream catchers where they sleep, believing they allowed them to improve their fighting prowess while they slept, or use war paint to create magical wards to help them in battle, an example of which is a small red skull that enhances the strength of the wielder as they suffer more damage in a fight. One Ironclad from these tribes wanted to be more than just a powerful warrior. He wanted to be the strongest one, so he sold his soul to a demonic entity to gain a portion of that demon's power. It seemed to have worked, as the Ironclad gained new abilities that were unlike any of his peers, such as gaining burning blood that healed his wounds after a fight, being able to use the demon's fire to deal devastating damage to multiple opponents, or going into a demon form where his strength grew higher and higher the longer a fight went on. However, there was an additional cost to gaining these powers. The demon not only took the Ironclad's soul, but also killed all the members of his tribe, consuming them in dark fire, making the Ironclad the strongest warrior by default. After
Because
this
he's the
moment,
only one remaining?
Ironclad journeyed to the spire for an unknown reason, perhaps to find an adversary that was worthy of their newfound power, where he fell to the powers of Niao. Another outsider employed by Niao is the Silent, a huntress from an area called the Foglands, and an incredibly skilled one at that. Thanks to years honing her craft, she has a couple of methods with which to eliminate her prey. She can poison them, whittling away at their life force until they die to her toxin. She can use her shivs to make quick strikes against her foe, killing them before they get a chance to move. Or she can use her litany of special tools to kill them, like caltrops she can throw at her opponent's feet that damage them when they move to attack her. She also has some trinkets, like the Ring of the Snake, that she wears on her person that signify her skill in the hunt, the most significant being the skull she wears on her head. She gained this skull after killing a ghostly creature in the swamps of her home, whereupon members of her sisterhood bestowed the skull of that creature on her head, commemorating her achievement. It was after this ritual was complete that the Silent made her way to the spire. The exact reason is unknown, but the answer may lie in a monster of the structure, an elite named the Nemesis that bears a lot of similarities with the Silent. Both wear green cloaks that cover their body. Both can make themselves intangible to trivialize the damage they receive from an enemy. And the skull of the Nemesis bears a striking resemblance to the skull the Silent wears on her head. These similarities between the two raised a couple of possibilities. Maybe the Silent came here to complete the next part in the ritual of her sisterhood, to hunt down this Nemesis, who could be the nemesis of the hunters of the Foglands. Maybe the Nemesis is a personal nemesis of the Silent, being a reborn version of the ghostly creature the Silent killed in her ritual, one bent on vengeance. Or maybe something else is going on. In any case, once the Silent made it to the spire, she fell under the spell of Niao, and now works to free the Ancient with her every waking moment.
Spell
The
under
third outsider is a
Niao.
monk named the
Good.
Watcher, an ironic
Isn't that
name considering
defect?
the Watcher is blind. Despite her disability, though, the religious order that she's a part of made her a capable warrior, training her in a combat style where she danced between a wrathful stance, where she could unleash a torrent of devastating attacks upon her foes, and a calm one, which gave her extra energy when she exited it, allowing her to prepare for her next assault. She also seemed to gain some divine powers from her training too, as although she couldn't see the world in front of her, she could see into the future, getting a glimpse of what was coming up to help her plan her next move. There was also the divine state that she could enter
Mantra.
after taking some time to meditate, a state where her power surpassed even the power of her wrathful stance, allowing her to deal a huge amount of damage to her foes. With these powers under her belt, the Watcher was sent to the spire by her religious order to evaluate it. While the reason for this information gathering isn't known, the religious order was evidently keen on learning as much about the spire as it could, as the Watcher was not the first monk it had sent to do this task. Another member of the order had been sent to do the exact same thing, but stopped sending in reports. The ultimate fate of this monk was never uncovered by the order. However, it's implied they may
Two
have
primitive
been
creatures
corrupted
fight over
by the spire into a creature known.
Motherfucker. Two primitive creatures fight over a carcass on the side of the road. You observe, devoid of emotion. Watch, remember, live. This is the Watcher's mission. Watch, remember, live. Recently, one of your peers had stopped reporting on the assignment, a spy of unknown origin. As the fight ends, you continue onward, unfazed by the bloody scene that took place.
It's implied they may have been corrupted by the spire into a creature known as the Time Eater. Not only does the monster wear a cloak that bears some resemblances to the Watcher's cloak, but it has some unique dialogue.
Never
that
liked
comes up
you.
against the Watcher, implying a history between the two. In any case, whether they were connected or not, despite the hopes of the Watcher that she wouldn't end up like her ally, she herself stops reporting to her superiors when she comes to the spire and falls under the influence of Niao. The last person Niao manipulates actually isn't an outsider, it's someone from within the spire. It's the Defect, one of the
Combat
automatons of the
automaton?
structure that were constructs of the ancients. Somehow, the orb that powers the Defect got cracked, which threw the automaton all out of whack. As it sat in its
Balance
busted
not
state,
found.
it was approached by Niao, who enlisted the Defect to her cause, making the Defect rebel against the object of its creation. It does so with its unique fighting style. While it is capable of using its mechanical limbs to damage its foes, its main power comes from the orbs it can channel and evoke in slots it controls. By using these orbs, the Defect can summon lightning strikes on its foes, build a defensive wall of ice for itself, destroy an enemy with the power of darkness, or obtain more energy from pure plasma. It can also augment these orb slots with various technological tools or powers it can find in the spire, like some gold-plated cables that allow an orb's passive ability to be triggered twice, or a defragmentation process that enhances the strength of the orbs. With these powers, the Defect climbs the spire, hoping to one day fulfill Niao's dream of freedom. As these four ascend the spire, they have to make their way through the treacherous halls and fight off the monsters that
2
inhabit the
HP
building.
left.
Oftentimes,
Okay.
the dangers are too much, and the characters are killed by one of the hazards of the spire. However, whenever that happens, Niao uses her powers and resurrects the outsider, sending them on their way again after giving them a blessing, hoping that, eventually, they'll be able to break through and destroy the heart. She also wipes their memories when she does this, likely to keep the characters complicit in her plan, as they probably wouldn't take too kindly to learning that they're trapped in the spire until they've set her free. Despite her efforts, there are times where the characters regain their memories, perhaps through a chance encounter with people that have met them before, from reading a book that chronicles Niao's imprisonment in the spire, or from the wild magic of the place opening up their mind and awakening it. But simply knowing about their enslavement isn't enough to break the characters from the cycle, as the next time they die, Niao once again steps in and wipes their memory, leaving them trapped under her influence. Eventually, after an indeterminate amount of time, Niao's dream is fulfilled when one of the outsiders make their way through the Exordium, the city, and the beyond to come face to face with the heart. They unleash the extent of their power upon it, but it's not enough. And despite seeing no attacks from it, they crumple in a heap before the heart, and are soon brought back by Niao to begin the cycle anew. In order to destroy the heart and break this cycle of death and resurrection they found themselves in, they need to fulfill special conditions. First, each one of the Ironclad, the Silent, and the Defect must reach the heart and die to it. Then, during subsequent ascents of the spire, 3 keys can be found and collected by the characters. The Ruby key can be found at a rest site after performing the recall action. The Emerald key can be found after defeating a special, supercharged elite enemy that appears on one of the floors. And the Sapphire key can be found in a non-boss chest somewhere in the spire. When they come face to face with the Hardigan after obtaining these keys, then they aren't immediately killed by it. Instead, the heart flees behind a door with 3 colored locks. Locks that are opened with the keys collected by the characters. After fighting their way past one more guardian, the characters finally face the heart, and if they play their cards right, manage to destroy
14, 13
thereby
blocks, oh my
slaying
god.
the spire. Upon the heart's defeat, each one of the characters has their own unique ending. The Silent climbs to the peak of the spire and takes a moment to gaze upon the moon. The Defect sprints to the top with the light of the sun lighting up the orbs of his face. The Ironclad climbs a set of stairs, leaving a trail of flames in his wake, flames that eventually envelop the top of the spire. And the Watcher flies to the peak of the spire and slams her staff into it, causing the building to well up with bright energy, perhaps hinting at an explosion. Last but not least is Niao. Free at last, she does something unexpected. She decides to sleep, to wait until the spire wakes again. And with that, the story of Slay the Spire comes to an end.
Comes to an end.
Ultimately, it's a story about how we're helping a godlike entity escape the spire for an unknown end. What ramifications were there from our adventure? We'll get the opportunity to see in the game's sequel, Slay the Spire 2, which will be coming out at some point in the near future. Hopefully, Megacrit goes a little deeper with the lore.
There will be more
I'd
though.
love to see the world of Slay the Spire fleshed out even more. As for the first game, I think I covered most everything, but I'm not perfect, so if there's something I missed, feel free to point it out. Likewise, if you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to answer them. Before I go, I'd like to remind you that all of my content is uploaded over on Spotify too, so feel free to listen over there if that's easier for you. Alright, that's it for this one, so until next time, thank you for watching and see you later.
Nice video. There's also even where some ancient spirits Moxie and call you Neo's toy. They offer you slice of their power, which is 5 cards that give you intangible for the price of half of your max HP. I never realized Nia had trapped us. I always thought he was the friendly 6-eyed whale who gives buffs at the start. What is this shopkeeper though? Act 4, let's say I used to be like you. Act 4. Muy interesante. Joe is Mind है. Oh look, 21 minutes ago. Okay. Bro didn't send me a message, so nice, I guess. What? Bro indeed sent me a message. Something about betting, sports betting. What the fuck? Penguin 0 attack the walls. Scavenger take no damage. Cabin factory. '60 strength be like. What? doesn't seem that good though. Is he going to die? Bro eats repair powder instead of drinking Estus. I'll never get over the fact that you can become tiny smooth, complete with a hammer that covers half of your screen. Artoria smoked the executioner. You're shorter than expected. AI learns to play Jump King 3 years ago. Python in 100 seconds. Any interesting what? Worst programming languages ever, and then there is Lua for some reason. No, let me know.
I think the combo to end all combos.
If you see someone do this,
Okay, all DMCA music. How to deal with Hellkite Drake? What? Ow, 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 ow. I decided to speedrun a 96-hour long game. Any Reddit? Good Reddit? Someone's happy, I guess. Speaking the truth, attractive, decent actress gets her tits out constantly, embraces the fact that men enjoy seeing her tits. Why am I supposed to hate her again? Gooner bait? Stop falling for the culture war BS. Real Andrew. Is that shrimp? It's most likely Shirako. Shirako refers to the milk or sperm sacs of male fish, commonly cod, but also anglerfish, blowfish, and salmon. Yeah. Wait, can I? Uh, let me log into Twitter or something. I don't know which account I use though. I have 20 plus notification. Hey, what's up, man? Are you gaming tonight? Not. Oh. Hmm. Tut. Hmm. Okay. Any interesting Twitter? Still thinking about blah, blah, blah. Lemony says he didn't like this death scene in The Phantom Menace. Gonna killers hide the bodies in cemeteries. Sure. What? What? What is this? Mythical real pool or some shit? Cute scared moment. Oh my god. Another cat. Britain's most childhood man says he is unable to bypass UK's new age check system due to his face being mistaken for a mask. Holy shit. Crazy work. I found an AK-47 before I found food. Felt like a child in Congo. 10 out of 10 would do it again. Oh, I only have 20% charge on my phone. I was having dinner with my mom the other night when she casually told me that my dad was diagnosed with cerebral years before I was conceived. What? Yep, I was told I could never carry again. Then my son came. It's like a reverse psychology of the pussy. People be telling shit, man. People be yapping like crazy. Could a vampire policeman enter my house if they had a warrant? What? How many people did Arkham Batman kill? A Quiet Place 3? It's 2027. Can we normalize announcing movies the year they come out? It's like exactly 2 years from now. What the fuck? Expand the emoji picker. How about you expand the upload limit? Man, they made fucking Bangalore busted. Fucking shit destroys everything in its path. What is this? This page doesn't exist. Day 6, no gooning, fail, taking accountability, starting not giving up, breaking a 10-year addiction. Eh? BTS, behind the scenes. Someone I like has soft launched his girlfriend. I said no to him. Hmm. Siren who attracts zero sailors and gets bullied by other siren because she can only sing video game soundtracks. Cat? Hold on, you look shit. Osu 2014? Hey there, slow down, partner. I need to see 100k signatures, government approval, and legislative act. This way, my queen. What is this? What's that star supposed to mean? Why did Walter give all his money to Israel? Is he anti-Semitic? Bro, this shitty ass Facebook ass meme gets like 142k. These people are not real. Holy fucking shit, these people are not real, man. Why am I opening Instagram? Da, da, da. Hmm. Uh, Josh is saying something. Hey, sorry man, I missed a message. What? Not trying to promote anything, just want to share what's worked for me. I made over 40k in a few months using a site called Jam. My portable spot. Saw love, here's the link. No, I guess. Don't care about betting anyways. Don't gamble, people. Okay, it's 5:10 for me. I gotta go soon. Ugh. Gotta go soon. Go sleep. In the cuck chair starts booing. While it looks over, I do a Roman Emperor thumbs down. She executes the other guy. This no, I'm sorry. No, please let me unlock, please. Mm-mm. The idea that Sydney Sweeney's boobs have ended wokeness is patently absurd. My sister has far larger and more beautiful breasts, and they have done far more for the right than some Hollywood harlot. Who talks? Who talks about their own sister like that? Oh, oh. This is definitely AI though. Ooh, this looks cool as fuck. Actually cool as fuck. Wait, can I play some GeoGuessr now? GeoGuessr. I gotta sign in. What? 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 Why I gotta sign in to play GeoGuessr, man? Choose your preferred. What? You gotta pay for GeoGuessr? What? What? Play. Okay, play, whatever. What? Okay, here, go here. Automotive PSC technology intercars. Absolutely no idea. Service auto. Street Luz Afro-Louis. What are all these places, man? Okay, Antel average boat. Oh, manage art. What is this? SE so like SA? SA? Bar Deshish. Why do I Cafe Bar Amigo? Promote the cafe cappuccino. Absolutely no idea. Maybe Spain or some shit. Spain. Spain, Madrid, something like that. Guess. What? Romania? Romania. Okay. Hey, buddy. Taiwan? Wait, what? This looks like Chinese. But this looks like Japanese. Wait. Some letters look Japanese though. Joshi. Mitsubishi. Japan. Looks very Japan-esque. I think Japan, honestly, but I don't know where in Japan though. Joshin. Any What is the English words? Okay, definitely Japan, I think. Can't go wrong with Japan. No, not there, bro. Japan? United States? Japan. I don't know where in Japan, like here? Oh, Osaka. Osaka. I think we are in Europe. I guess. What is this? Zakla. Oh, what? Okay. People definitely look European. A lot of graffitis. Panenska Ulika. Oh, CLC. Panenska caviar and breakfast and coffee. Okay. Reserve. Honestly, no idea. Virtual reality bar. Wolne parku bache miejsca na prenehom kontakt. Oh, any this was weekend. Okay, maybe Dutch. I don't know. No, Dutch. Netherlands. Where the fuck's Netherlands anyways? What? Bratislava. Slovakia? Wait, where the fuck's Netherlands? Morocco, UK. Bro, I fail. Did I fail my geography? Where the fuck's the Netherlands? Am I blind? I cannot find Netherlands. What Netherlands? I was wrong anyways. Definitely going to like to play again. Holy fucking shit. I gotta pay for this absolute shit. Armored core boosting. Slapping a man while you're arguing is top 5 feelings ever. Abusing your partner fucking rules. 32k likes. This is the reality we live in now, bruv. See, I don't know why people are so cringe nowadays. Slapping a man while you're arguing, top 5. feelings ever. I'm using a partner fucking rules. 32k fucking 33k fucking likes. And people supporting this shit. Like, why are people doing this shit? Like, what's the end goal? End goal of abuse? What the fuck's happening here?
Nigga, I'm not in that shit, nigga. Man, watch that knife, bro. You just stabbed. Man, fuck you, boy. You hit me on the mouth, nigga. I told you from the jump, nigga. We went beefing with your ass, nigga. I did not kill fucking nigga. Quit recording that shit, man. Nobody recording this shit.
Why is he very close to that guy? Are they removing facial hair? Wait, whatever. The fuck's this shit? Okay, it's time to go. I am going to go. Be back 5 p.m. my time. So exactly 12 hours from now. Oh, 11 hours 30 minutes, something like that. Yep. Yep. Bye bye.